Congratulations, you finally made it to 4 p.m. You know what that means. Happy hour. It's time to kick back, relax, and dive into the world of sports with the Young and Norvelle Show. Whether you're catching up on the latest scores, analyzing the big plays, or gearing up for tonight's games, we've got you covered. So grab a cold one, settle in, and let's talk sports. Here they are, Patrick Young and Terry Norvelle.
And a beautiful Thursday afternoon. Hello from the patio at Sliders Oyster Bar, where we're at every Thursday. What a gorgeous afternoon. The patio's filling up. Happy hour going on right now. As a matter of fact, 4 o'clock, it kicks off. I think they even do it about 3 o'clock here at Sliders. We'll be here 4 to 6. The Young and Norvelle Show, our Thursday home. Sliders Oyster Bar featuring Safe Harbor Seafood. Terry Norvelle here. Patrick Young is joining us via phone, and he is en route, I do believe. Patrick, you're en route here to Sliders. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing well, and yourself?
I'm doing
Just
great.
I had a nice nap, Terry. I had a nice nap.
Sometimes you need a nap, you know. Sometimes a guy needs a good nap, Patrick. Good for you.
Apparently, you live longer if you take nap. People that nap more live longer. So
now I got a question.
Just saying.
I got a question for your nappage, and how you take your naps. Are you a guy that sets a clock because you could sleep forever, or are you a good napper and you just kind of wake up, or do you dare?
No, you got to set a clock. I set a clock.
Me too.
You got to. It'll get away from you if you don't.
It certainly can. Well, let me ask you this, Patrick. If you took a nap earlier today on this beautiful Thursday afternoon now, did that mean you were really busy this morning? Did you wear yourself out? What was going on, man?
I was up early. I had to do a little show for I had the team at Channel 4 actually. They came our rivals here, did a little story on me and the foundation and Florida and basketball season. So and then I had to have my doctor's appointment, and in my doctor's appointment, that's the best place to take a nap. 2 hours in the hyperbaric chamber. That's where you take the nap right there.
Oh, that's how. Wow, you double dipped. Your nap. That's a great. When you can double dip a nap, that's great. You know, that's like taking a nap on an airplane. You're double dipping, man. That's great.
Oh yeah,
good,
absolutely.
Good job, Pat. Hey, as predicted, Patrick Young. I told you about 2 weeks ago. I said, Patrick, be ready. If Florida makes the Final Four, your phone is going to blow up. Everybody knows you work for the SEC network. And all these reporters and all these sportscasters are going to go, hey, man, from the Florida perspective, when's the last time 2014 they went, oh, that was Patrick Young's team. And are you right? Is that phone still blowing up on you?
It's still going.
Yeah, good for you, man.
It's still going, yeah.
Good.
I had a call this morning with the ozone. I have something with Justin Barney later today. I have something else at 8:13 p.m. tonight, and something tomorrow.
Yep, good for you, man. Good for you. I knew you would be in heavy demand because of that whole reason. Last time Florida went to the Final Four, Patrick Young, that was your team, man. And I'm not just saying that because you and I are best friends, and you're on the show, and I hear people reference that 2014 team, and they will say that was Patrick. You were the senior. You were the big man on the team. They say that was that Patrick Young team, that Patrick Young Florida team. It's got to make you feel good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it would feel better if we won it all.
Yeah,
people would not be. People confuse me and say, oh, you were on the back-to-back team. There'd be no confusion if we had won the championship.
You're right. It's funny you said that. When I'm talking just out and about, talking sports, and obviously it's basketball season, I have a lot of people that will be talking Gator basketball with me, and they will mix up those teams. Yeah, it's kind of easy to do. You know, I mean, 05 to 05, 06, 06, 07 is not that far away removed from 2014. Plus, y'all had all those great runs the 3 years prior. I mean, you're Patrick, talk about your 4 years at Florida. Your teams were really good, man. That was a hellacious 4-year run you guys had.
Man, so close to having 4 Final Fours, at least 3. Michigan, that was the only game where I can say they really got us. But the Louisville and Butler, we should have had both of those guys.
I totally agree. That Louisville game, they had that little Louisville, Patino was the coach. I don't like Patino, but he is a good game day coach. They had that little guard that brought them back. Juan somebody or
Russ Smith.
Or
Russ Smith.
Russ Smith, yes.
Peyton Siva got hurt.
And Siva.
Or he fouled out. He fouled out early in the game.
That was the guy I was thinking about. He carried them on. That Russ Smith guy was a good college basketball guard, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
He was good. He was really good. Pat, it looks like all 4 teams are now in San Antonio. Everybody pretty much flew out, including the Gators yesterday. You saw Florida had a big fanfare yesterday, and they flew out. And I do have this. I don't know how many people watching might be en route to San Antonio right now. I'm sure there are some. As you know, Patrick, the Friday before the Final Four, every team gets 1 hour to have a practice on the court, right? And it's open to the public. Florida's practice is Florida's practice. I've got this from some notes that your buddy Denver sends out. He does a great job. Denver does a super job with Gator basketball. Florida will practice. If you're heading out or in San Antonio right now, Florida's practice tomorrow is 11 a.m. Central Time. So that's noon our time, Eastern, but 11 a.m. Central. Florida gets their 1 hour, right? I think, Patrick, it's 1 hour each team, and it's open to the public. It's a big fanfare, kind of a big thing. It's open to the public. Did you know that?
No, I knew that.
Yeah, because you probably went through it. I think they were still doing that back in 2014, right? Open to the public, your practice.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
There'll be 20,000 people in that arena probably tomorrow. That's got to be fun.
Yeah, there'll be a good amount. You know, it's a time because you're not showing anything. You'll go through like individual workouts or like just the big guards split up and then free throws and let guys jump around. There'll be maybe talk to if there's some fans there you can. Yeah, I mean. If you want to say this is a calm before the storm moment, this is like after that, like it's getting real. It's real. Like it feels like today should be Friday.
I agree.
We should be rolling into the game tomorrow.
I agree. We still got to get through tomorrow and then all the way to 6:09 on Saturday. Hey, Pat, speaking of tomorrow's practice when Florida, and again, everybody gets an hour. All 4 schools get an hour on the court, open to everybody. There'll be a big crowd. I would imagine, as you were reiterating a moment ago, your goal, your coach's staff probably says, hey, get up a bunch of shots, figure out the lighting, figure out the depth perception, because you haven't played on this court. I don't even think Houston, Houston's the home state school. I don't even think Houston's played in this Alamo Dome. But isn't that what you want to do on that practice is kind of just familiarize yourself so you don't just jump on the court Saturday?
Yeah. You would hate for the first time you go and see the court is the time you're going to play on it.
Yeah.
Because it's different. It is different. And, just going. But I love what you said yesterday, from Hoosiers, measuring the basket and measuring the free throw line and all that stuff. Like that.
Same numbers.
Yeah, same numbers.
Hey, Pat.
Same shot, all that.
Am I correct? I've heard you say this. I think I've got this right. Correct me if I'm wrong. Your Final Four with Florida was in Jerry World?
Yes.
Was that? Now, okay, with that said, that's a huge football dome, which you have to be in domes now to host the Final Four. Was it awkward? So you played on the elevated floor where the benches were down and the floor was up, right? How awkward was that? You other than Vanderbilt's a little bit like that, I guess, on the sides, but how awkward was that having to – your bench is down and the court is
it's
elevated?
Weird. It's weird. It's different. Yeah, that elevated court, and I like being able to slap the court. When you're on the bench though, that's kind of cool.
Oh yeah, because I didn't think of that. Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, it is. It is strange that then the coaches are standing on top of that, and I don't know if it affects their communication with each other at all, but I could see it. It's definitely different.
I wonder if
it's definitely different.
It'd be interesting to ask some of the coaches, like Coach Donovan, who's coached a bunch of those elevated, Final Fours. I wonder if he ever got close to falling because you might forget, normal floor. You get screaming and
and in basketball they don't have those get back coaches in basketball.
Good point.
You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about, right?
That guy.
Get back coaches. Man,
hey,
I wonder how much does he get paid? I want his job.
You know how you get started in coaching? Generally, you hope to get started as a grad assistant. That's got to be the grad assistant, the get back guy, grabbing somebody's waist.
But they're huge, man. They're like muscular. They're super muscular. They're not just getting some grad assistant, skinny kid fresh out of college, grabbing Sean McVay around. Sean McVay will step on that kid.
Yeah. Hey, at the college level, I've always been amazed.
Could you imagine? Who's the coach? The coach with the Lions. Could you imagine him? He doesn't have a get back coach. Could you imagine his big self having a get back coach?
Is that Campbell? I think it's Campbell.
Dan Campbell. Yeah,
that guy will punch your lights out if you.
I know, right?
My other angle over the years, obviously with college football, you'll see these coaches and these defensive coordinators. Because DCs, they're aggressive by nature. Kind of, I think the defensive coordinator is more aggressive than an offensive coordinator. Well, these DCs will have these get back guys. I've always wondered two things, Patrick. If they didn't have a get back guy, would they go all the way to the midfield? I mean, how far would they go out? Number one, and then number two, it would be hard for me to be a defensive lineman, for example, and I jump off before the snap of the ball and get a penalty. It would be hard for me to get chewed out by the get back coach who, hey, the only way you don't get a penalty is somebody pulls you back. I mean, you're telling me to be
you're absolutely right.
You're telling me to be disciplined, but you're not very disciplined. Patrick, how far would they go out on the field, do you think, if the guy wasn't pulling their waistband? I don't know. Pat, I got one more.
Could you imagine seeing a coach on the hash mark? That'll be all.
I know. I got one more piece of good news, I think, not just for Gator basketball that I uncovered this morning. I think this is good news for the entire Final Four. I saw the list. There are to get what do we got? We got 3 games left. We got 2 games Saturday, and we've got a championship game on Monday, right? So 3 games left. Patrick, I saw the list. They have assigned 11 officials. There are 11 officials assigned to officiate the 2 games on Saturday and 1 on Sunday, which 1 on Monday, which I would imagine 3, 3, and 3 equals 9, and you probably have 2 alternates. Patrick, the good news for everybody in college basketball, especially the Gators, Pat Adams is not on the list. No Pat Adams, thank God. Oh, that guy, he'll drive you crazy watching a game that he officiates.
I swear, I always just hope that he's not out there. Like, he seems like such a good dude. I've interacted with him a lot.
Yeah.
In the past, but man, oh man. Thank you. Yeah, man, oh man.
I did not
see someone love basketball games to go on longer than Pat Adams?
Oh, he'll drag a game out. He will go to that.
He probably should have been a football. He should have been an NFL official. He would have been a great NFL official. Gosh.
Yeah. Oh my God, Pat Adams will drag a game on your ass. I'll tell you, I guess it was the conference championship games or conference tournament games. Pat Adams was doing a game. I can't remember. It was an SEC game. Pat Adams was the lead official in an SEC game about 3 weeks ago in the tournament. And I'm telling you, there was 19 minutes and 28 seconds remaining in the first half, meaning the game just started. Pat Adams at the 19:28 mark went to a replay. He went straight to the replay, dude. Patrick, they had played.
I wonder, like, do the officials? I just want to know, like, what do they talk about in terms of, when they're making their calls? They're like, is he always? Because there's always one head official, right?
Yes, one lead official. Sure.
Is he always the lead? Because we're screwed if he's always the lead, then we're screwed.
I think he is, because Pat Adams has been around forever. He's been officiating. Did you say you had some interaction with him when you played?
Yeah. He was coaching. He was officiating when I played.
Pat, you're old. He's been around forever. You're old, Patrick.
Oh my gosh. Yes, that's fair.
Hey,
that's fair. You just couldn't resist.
That game I'm referencing, the game was like 40 seconds old, and Pat Adams blew the whistle, and buddy, they went to the replay. They went straight to the replay, man.
Straight to the replay, man. God.
But I still don't understand the NBA doesn't have an issue with replays killing the game, slowing the game. Why does college basketball have such a they just go too often, right? They got to stand by their calls more, I guess. I don't know what it is.
I know.
Patrick.
Yeah, you're right. The NBA, part of it, I may be like just accepting that the games are almost always going to come down to the last 5 minutes or so, really. So maybe it's just letting go a lot of plays.
And
I know that doesn't sound right because they signed an oath, and have a But it just with just how the games score so many points, you could call a foul almost on every play, right?
Sure. And I get it. The NBA, they have a challenge system, whereas college basketball doesn't. I don't think they have necessarily a challenge system in college basketball. So maybe that means the officials are going to err on they err on the side of caution too much. Sometimes you got to stand by your call, man. And that's just part of the game, man.
Part of the game, I think, Terry, is accepting that, the human eye is imperfect.
Yeah.
That, these athletes are going at top speed and these officials are being like, they cannot get it right every single time.
Yeah.
And on that, Terry, and I know that this is not trying to change the subject, still I'm officiating.
No, you're fine.
My buddy's convinced we're going to a completely electric umpire, within the next 5 years.
It might. It looks like it's going that way. It's that damn electronic strike zone thing. There's a word for it. There's a company for it. It's gaining a lot of momentum. It really is. And I feel bad for the existing major league umpires right now because they are now graded against the every game. The umpires get behind the plate. Each pitch is scored by the electronic as well. The electronic doesn't count. It doesn't count, but they'll at the end of the night, man, they'll go, hey, man, the home plate umpire, according to the electronic guy, he missed 14 pitches. That's tough, man.
I wonder. I guess it puts so much pressure on them, but we'll find an average number across all officiating officials, and then we'll have an acceptable number, where a guy can't be missing 20% of his calls. 20% is too high. 5%, I don't know what the acceptable, but that's why you got to go with the human side and look, say, hey, here's the average of calls that are actually missed. And then too, how much are they missed by? If it's a call missed by an inch here or there, I don't think that's a big deal. But if you're missing, Angel Hernandez calls, you got to go.
I also, I don't totally understand all the technology, but are we saying that obviously the electronic umpire, that technology, they have to at some point, some IT guy that's running it during the game, they've got to establish a square that they determine is the strike zone.
Right.
Why am I to believe that is 100%? I mean, number one, there's not, Patrick, I'm on a good day 5'8". My strike zone is different than a 6'5" guy. Is that always going to be? Can they always dial it in to that batter's strike zone? I guess they can. I don't know. All right, Pat, I'm gonna let you get about your business. Try to get you here set up here on Sliders. We'll come back. We'll continue a Thursday edition of the Young and Norvelle Show. Of course, a lot of basketball. Got some more stuff to get to. Florida, Auburn, some basketball, March Madness facts and figures I want to get to. We'll talk some baseball. My God, the Braves. What a start for the Braves. Are they already playing their way out of Major League Baseball? We'll talk about that. And is there something going on with this whole cloak and dagger DJ Lagway shoulder? What's going on? Boy, it's starting to smell awfully fishy down in Gainesville around DJ Lagway and his shoulder injury, non-injury. We'll talk about that as we cruise through a Thursday edition. Stay with us right here. Love to hear your comments on the chat box. Feel free to ask us questions, comments, or the like on the chat box on the Young and Norvelle Show. Continuing after this quick timeout from Sliders.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
For over 20 years, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists has been providing the highest level of orthopedic and spine care to patients throughout Northeast Florida. Now, we're making that same great care even more convenient with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists Direct, a walk-in clinic where you can be seen for pain or injuries with no appointment needed. Staffed by orthopedic physicians and specialists, we offer everything from diagnosis and treatment to imaging and bracing, all with no appointment needed. For more information, hours, and locations, visit our website.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dynamic Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jacks to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jacks in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jacks 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms. Whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV, you can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry, we still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jacks 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
Summertime means sizzling sales at Nimnick Buick GMC. The #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville has lots of inventory to choose from with their best price guarantee. Nimnick never charges above MSRP. You can save up to $10,000 off select new GMC Sierras or get rates as low as 1.9%.
You know, I'm a truck guy. GMC Sierra, my trim level is an SLT. This one's an Elevation. Pretty good looking color as well. So here at Nimnick Buick GMC, you have a lot to pick from. My father-in-law, he drives this, an Enclave, so I feel like that GMC in the family. 2025 is coming around the corner, which means it's almost time to close out those 2024s this summer.
You can schedule a test drive at NimnickBuickGMC.com, and while you're there, check your trade value and customize your payment options. Nimnick is there for you, even on Sundays. Visit the showroom on Phillips Highway or shop online at NimnickBuickGMC.com. Nimnick, your friends in the car business since 1941. GMC, we are professional grade.
Over you right now, Zach, I'm guessing. Back we are here on a Thursday. I want to thank everybody here at Sliders. They take great care of us here. We've been coming to Sliders, the patio right here, for a long, long time. Best seafood, freshest seafood you will find at the beach, I guarantee you. We're down in Neptune Beach. They feature the Safe Harbor seafood. And remember this now, this is the time of year for Sliders. Saturday and Sunday entertainment on the front deck here. Right outside, they always have a tent set up, and they've done Sunday music forever. Great hangout, lunchtime, noonish, the music gets going, and it's a fun place. They now have music on Saturdays at Sliders. Man, great place to people watch. The food is off the chain, of course, if it's seafood. They've got it, and they prepare it to your liking. Sliders Oyster Bar, our Thursday home here. Terry Norvelle, Patrick Young joining us on the phone as well. Pat, I just saw this guy named Dean McQuitty walk in. You know it's a party when Dean McQuitty gets here. You know, our buddy Dean has walked up here.
Yeah, I think Pat's getting ready to join in the restaurant. He's not in the call.
He's parking, so he'll get here. We've got some more Florida Auburn stuff. I've got some angles I want to throw Patrick's way. This DJ Lagway shoulder stuff that's being held under cloak and dagger like it's the combination of Fort Knox. There's more and more. I want to give credit Mark Long, the AP writer that covers the Gators. He's been kind of letting some stuff out. Mark Long is not a fly-by-night, just fire from the hip 24-year-old new guy. Mark Long's a sports broadcaster and writer for a long time for AP. He says he's getting word that surgery will be needed on the shoulder. Now, he doesn't say his sources are saying before the season or after the season or just at some point in his career, but it's been odd in this day and age. You know, Zach, Lagway played the bowl game. His injury that kept him out in the Georgia game, his injury and what they nurtured him the second half of the year was the hamstring. He played the bowl game, played the end of the season, played the bowl game. And, Zach, I'm telling you, the bowl game, hell, that was what, January? Late December, January, February, March? Yeah. I mean, all of a sudden, 6 weeks ago, out of the blue, there's this, hey, Lagway's not going to throw any footballs during the spring. He's got something going on with his shoulder. This has been kind of fishy to me, Zach. Am I being paranoid here? I don't know.
I mean, it's definitely not nothing. You know, it's not the end of the world either. But I mean, you should be able to, I'm not sure if he's turned 19 yet. I think he probably has. But either way, 18, 19, even 20-year-old athlete, you should be able to handle throwing a couple of balls around in the offseason if everything is okay. And the fact that he's not doing that, and they're kind of being like, I don't know, almost kind of like defensive about it. Like when you get caught doing something you're not supposed to be doing, and because they went after Mark Long and they said, no, Mark, it's not fishy, okay? It's actually perfectly normal that our sophomore quarterback is not participating in practice at all with the team, and you should report that it's normal.
And you didn't see anything in the bowl game that he went down hard on his shoulder. He unless I missed it, he grabbed his shoulder. I think it is weird. It is weird. And Zach, you do a lot of work in the Gainesville area, so you hear this down there. You know, again, Mark Long is not some 24-year-old first job at the student alligator newspaper in Gainesville, right? That might have jumped the gun so he can see his name out there. No, that's Mark Long is a established. It's just strange to me. And then here's another thing that's Zach, have you heard within the last couple of days around this story? You're hearing, Napier's he's fine. He's doing visual reps behind the play. And Napier has started saying something about treatment is going to be holistic. They're talking about the word holistic. And I know some of my friends in Gator Nation are going, holistic that sounds great. And that's wonderful. But if my man is putting off surgery to try and do some hippie holistic stuff, right?
It works for Aaron Rodgers, I guess, to kind of go down that path. So maybe that can work for him.
And I guess all the holistic medicine people just are about to fire me off emails. But you get, hey, this is the University of Florida in a million upon dollar industry. I don't want some holistic stuff with my quarterback if he's got a shoulder injury. If you need to, go get it worked on, right?
Yeah,
use the offseason.
That's the main point of the whole thing to me is if he needs surgery and surgery's impending, the time to get it is 6 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, now, tomorrow, like not in August.
And I do want to be fair here. It's, you know how it's easy for you to spend somebody else's money. Hey, buy this, get that. Okay. Along those lines, it's easy to spend somebody else's money. It's also easy to say, hey, go get under the knife and have surgery. Okay, I get that. It's easy for me to
Right.
say to somebody else, go get on an operating table. So maybe Lagway, and it's his body. It's his body. I want to,
For sure.
he's got to live with it the rest of his life. Maybe he said, I just don't want to go under the knife if there's an alternative. But man, you're starting.
Yeah, I get that.
We're 142 days away from the start of college football. 369. That's 4 months away. That's 4 months away. You better have done whatever. If you need to fix a shoulder, the fix needs to be in by about right now, doesn't it? I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
don't
if you do need to go that way, but I mean, maybe his maybe this holistic approach of not throwing, maybe it is the correct path. Maybe it'll lead to victory. I mean, if he starts every game this year, then we'll all completely forget this narrative even existed. And at the end of the day, I mean, it's early April. We're looking for things to talk about with the program, but I mean, it's still concerning. It's got to be, especially given how much time he missed last year.
it really is. And, I lean back on Mark Long. Mark Long did not say he's hearing that Lagway is going to need surgery. And again, he didn't back himself into a corner on a timeline. He didn't say I was told he's going to have surgery before they play. But Mark Long did not grab that out of the air. Somebody that he trusts in and around the Florida program, football, somebody told Mark Long that, and I'm sure he went and kind of doubled down on it a little bit. Mark Long's not chasing bylines just to see his name, Mark Long, on ESPN. Hey, Gator reporter Mark Long for the AP. He's not doing that. The guy's been around too long. He's not doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, he's with the AP. He's not chasing.
So we'll see. We'll see. It's just it's a little weird. And this story is not going to go away because obviously, Florida is one of the schools that will play a little bit of an inter squad, scrimmage, and it's going to rear its head a little over a week from now. That game is what, the 12th, the 15th. All those games are on like the 15th, that Saturday. That isn't that storyline number one. I mean, what's the bigger story?
Oh yeah, there is no other story. Yeah.
It's a little squirrely. It really is. Hopefully hopefully late August the season kicks off and
it'll be Saturday the 12th.
The 12th, yeah, whatever that Saturday is. Speaking of Brent Beard, his notes he sent out this morning, I saw. He listed all 16 SEC spring game dates, right? And I'm telling you, I could find it, but I'm telling you, there were at least 5 that said no spring game. Texas, no spring game. Mississippi State.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that trend is kept. There are at least 5 that said Ole Miss no spring game. I hope something comes in to replace it because I miss those spring games. I like those spring games. I know they are much ado about nothing, but I like it.
I believe I saw that Ohio State said that they were going to cancel it, but then they retracted that and are going to do the whatever their version of it is called, the garnet and gray, I guess, whatever.
Yeah, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I will say this. I mean, if you don't have a traditional spring game and you're one of the big boys, you better find some revenue to replace that because the big boy schools, I mean, I know they don't charge to get in most of these schools, but you're selling concessions and stuff. You're bringing people to your campus. Keep in mind, generally, like Florida, when Florida spring game is that Saturday, a lot of times there's a home baseball series. So hell, you got 4,000 or 5,000 people extra going to walk over to your baseball game on that day.
Oh yeah, I mean the spring football game probably generates more revenue than the majority of the spring sports do.
Yeah, and again, I know they don't pay. Generally, the students get in, but you're eating hot dogs and selling concession, and it's also getting your brand out there. Getting your brand out there. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. We'll see.
It's a good opportunity for younger fans or like parents to bring their kids to their first game. It's a good opportunity to do that. And the kid, they want to see a game. They don't want to see some weird practice scenario thing.
I agree. It's a nice, like you said, a lot of people, or make their first trip to Gainesville or Tallahassee or Athens for the spring game. Hey, you don't have to drop a ton of money. But, what business would not like to bring in 40,000 of your 40,000 potential big-time customers? Definitely. Tell you what, let's take a break. We got Patrick here. We're going to get him set up, and we'll come back and continue here on a Thursday edition. If it's Thursday, you know where the Young and Norvelle show is at. We're on the patio at Sliders Oyster Bar. Back after this.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Rick's Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Rick's Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Rick's Jack's Beach.
For over 20 years, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists has been providing the highest level of orthopedic and spine care to patients throughout Northeast Florida. Now, we're making that same great care even more convenient with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists Direct, a walk-in clinic where you can be seen for pain or injuries with no appointment needed. Staffed by orthopedic physicians and specialists, we offer everything from diagnosis and treatment to imaging and bracing, all with no appointment needed. For more information, hours, and locations, visit our website.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jacks to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jacks in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jacks 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms, whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV. You can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry. We still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jacks 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
Summertime means sizzling sales at Nimnick Buick GMC. The #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville has lots of inventory to choose from with their best price guarantee. Nimnick never charges above MSRP. You can save up to $10,000 off select new GMC Sierras or get rates as low as 1.9%.
You know, I'm a truck guy. GMC Sierra, my trim level is an SLT. This one's an Elevation. Pretty good looking color as well. So here at Nimnick Buick GMC, you have a lot to pick from. My father-in-law, he drives this, an Enclave, so I feel like that GMC in the family. 2025 is coming around the corner, which means it's almost time to close out those 2024s this summer.
You can schedule a test drive at NimnickBuickGMC.com. And while you're there, check your trade value and customize your payment options. Nimnick is there for you, even on Sundays. Visit the showroom on Phillips Highway or shop online at NimnickBuickGMC.com. Nimnick, your friends in the car business since 1941. GMC, we are professional grade.
Hey, here we go on a gorgeous Thursday. Man, if you're in the beach area and you're starting to get hungry, you're ready to get away from work for a little happy hour, you can't go wrong. Sliders Oyster Bar. Terry Norvelle on the patio, joined by my main man wearing a sweet Gator Boys hat. That's Patrick Young.
You see it.
Zach, you hear?
You see it.
You hear him, Zach? I'm not imagining that.
have the stop cock or block cock, whatever the head is that's against the.
Did Zach?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just make Zach mad.
Zach, did you hear what he said?
The block cocks?
You see it? Hey,
Cock block. Cock block guy. That's the one. The cock
I do
block
say that's
guy.
I'm gonna
nice.
steal that one. That's a good line. I'm gonna steal that. Hey, when somebody says something like, "Hey, you see it? You see it?" That is a shot. That hat is really catching on. So, Radware, you said in Gainesville.
Radware, yeah.
Yeah, let's give them a little plug.
Yeah,
there.
I want to give them a Radware.
Yeah.
They're more corporate.
Yeah.
So like, if you have a company and you are having like a team event and you want to give cups or you want to have cornhole boards, so you want to have
that's what they do.
Towels, and your logo, they'll throw them on there.
Are those UF people down there in Gainesville?
Yeah, the company's been around for 15 years.
I told you that phrase, Gator Boys. Joe Kim Noah, I think, came up with it. He should have he trademarked it?
Trademarked it, yeah.
He should have, because remember, it might have been, I don't know if it was the first or the second, but Joe Kim Noah started when they were making their run. Them Gator Boys are hot tonight. He kept saying that. I think that's where that came from. But he didn't, I don't think he patented it or trademarked it.
I mean, Joe Kim, he's fine. He's made enough money.
Have you met him?
Yeah, I met him before.
He was, when you were at Florida, he was dead in the NBA, right? I mean, he was busy.
Yeah.
He was busy.
He came back a few times here or there to,
is that right?
On camp, yeah, here and there, not as often as him and Al and Corey. I wish those guys were able to come back. It would have been nice to play against them.
But I mean, they were really in their NBA, right?
And Lee will tell you, like, they knew they were really good.
Yeah.
When older guys that graduated came back and they held their own.
Yeah. Have you had a chance? And I know he's busy with his own NBA team. Have you had a chance to talk to Coach Donovan? Has Coach Golden, do you think, talked to Coach Donovan?
What's funny, Coach, I did talk to Coach Donovan, and I asked him because the Gators, they were playing against Texas Tech while the Bulls had a game as well, and I think one of the officials told Coach Donovan that the Gators had won.
Oh, nice! He whispered it.
Yeah.
Hey, Coach Donovan was probably chewing him out about a bad call, and he goes, "Hey, by the way, your boys won.
Your boys
okay?
won. Yeah.
So get off me a little bit. Get off me,
man. How about this coaching carousel, man? I'm glad to see that Coach Beard.
I know
said that he's staying. Yeah.
How about that? Brent Beard brought that up. No pun intended. Brent Beard had that on our show yesterday, and you know what? I was happy for Ole Miss. Ole Miss doesn't win that very often, right? Ole Miss isn't big and bad enough to fight off a bigger school. Texas A&M is going to be fine. They got money. They'll go find a guy. I was happy that Ole Miss won that battle, and they kept Chris Beard.
Absolutely. No, absolutely, without a doubt. I'm super excited to see with him, like, showing himself being that committed to one place like this, because that'd be crazy, man. Him to go from Texas Tech to Ole Miss, all that in such a short amount of time.
I know.
But that's the reality of college basketball for a coach, as it is for players.
Holy cow, they got that out quick to you.
Yeah.
What are you, VIP here, for God's sake? This guy.
What? It's just a pink lemonade and some fried.
By the way, Zach, very impressive move by my man PY, Patrick Young. Patrick, you were here settled about 48 seconds before you had an order in. You had an order of food in. What'd you get? What'd you get here, Sliders?
The fried gator bites. Sometimes
did you get something else?
And
I got two things.
And this peach delight.
Oh, that's Gatorade.
Peach delight.
That's Gatorade. I thought you got two entrees.
No, I did not.
No, or appetizers.
A margarita can be counted as
there you go.
Food.
Sure.
Yeah.
Mexican.
There's calories in it.
Yeah, there's a few.
That matters.
I want to ask you a question or talk to you about Janai Broome. That's the big story coming up Saturday. Broome, his elbow, how healthy, how non-healthy he is. Patrick, take us back to the hand-to-hand combat. And I use that term on purpose. Low post.
Yeah.
Big guys, low post. It is hand-to-hand. It's got to be also arm-to-arm. What is Broome facing when, I don't care if he's guarding 225-pound Condon, if he gets matched up on 260-pound Chinyalu, 7'1" Hanlogden? What is he facing in that arm-to-arm when he's on defense, when he's defending? Is that the issue that we want to see first? There's got to be a lot of arm pushing. I mean, it's a big mass guy you're playing.
One positive for him is that it's not his dominant arm.
Okay.
He probably blocks more shots with that dominant hand, so that helps out. but I would think he's probably not going to lead. Yeah, he's not going to lead with that hand, and it's more with his elbow. It's going to be the extension. When he's got his arm all the way out, anything that's going to probably, mess with the stability of the elbow, that's when he'll feel it. But other than that, he got to be careful if he's trying to get a steal, reaching in, somebody could run into your arm and tweak it some kind of way, or diving for a loose ball.
Yeah.
There might be some hesitations for him out there.
Is that the first thing we all watch? Is the first couple of low post entries when he's on defense?
You watch him on offense, and then you watch him on defense and see if how aggressive he is on shot blocking, as he's one of the best in the country.
When you were a power forward center, when you are on defense, man to man, and you are bodying up your opponent, when they, particularly with the ball, when they start backing down and trying to gain ground on you, the defender, do you tend to one arm that or both arms?
You can't do both arms.
You can't. That'll get a foul.
That's a foul.
So he could use his good arm if needed.
You can't use that arm like the same type of mindset you would have with the arm. Like, it's not a shield.
Gotcha.
It's not a shield. It needs to be a soft arm.
Yeah.
Chest, taking the hits into your chest. Those are where you can be a little bit more firm.
Yeah.
You can't, as I think I said yesterday, you can't try to counteract that contact, but you can try to resist it as best you can.
So if he was to go two arms, that's going to be a foul. They're going to scream. It's too obvious.
Be a foul, and that's just bad defense. That puts all of your weight so much forward that if they do a quick spin move or something, you're beat.
Yeah.
They're going to have you beaten. So you always want to kind of stay balanced.
Is there
two arms front is going to push you too far forward?
From Florida on offense, is there a concern that Florida may try to go at Broome too much and throw their offense out?
No.
Okay.
I've never seen. Have you seen them ever try to do that this year?
Yeah, I just don't. They may get.
It might be the other way around. It's Auburn going to try to force the ball into Broome's hand too much.
Yeah.
Because he'll score, but how efficient will he be?
Yeah. Auburn really, outside of Broome, I mean, Cardwell's not a scorer. He's a big body.
But he's a great defender.
He's a good defender.
He's a great defender.
So Auburn, in terms of big guys, Broome's their scorer, big guy. Cardwell's a defender, not a scorer. He'll give you 6 a game, maybe. But then Auburn's got a bunch of 6'7", 6'8" guys.
Yeah.
Right? And they run jump guys.
I think Chaney Johnson, he's 6'9", 6'10".
Yeah. But not anywhere near as physical as Broome when he comes out.
But he's still really good.
But then
he's more talented offensively than Broome.
Auburn will throw a bunch of 6'7" runner jumper guys at you.
I'm really curious, Chad Baker-Mazara, is he gonna do something boneheaded, or is he
can't? Can he? He's got to learn his lesson, right? Would you play a little mind game with him? Would you talk to him? Would try to talk him into doing something stupid, or is that
maybe? Yeah, maybe.
Hey, Sally, nice shot. You know, kind of stuff like that.
Yeah, maybe.
He has got it.
He loses his composure.
He hurts his team.
He's a big reaction guy.
He's hurt his team, and he's a good player. Hell of an athlete. Good player.
He's so thin.
Yeah. I tell you, the guy that scares me for Auburn, and I hope that we're so deep in the season that Bruce Pearl wouldn't change anything drastic. Pettiford worries me.
Oh, yeah.
Pettiford, I don't think, gets enough minutes for Auburn. And, their role for him is, I guess you don't change it this late, right? He's a 6 man, but damn, he would be my starting ball handler.
Go score.
Yeah, wouldn't he?
Go score.
Nice player.
He really great. He doesn't shoot his team out of games.
Yeah.
He shoots them into games.
And he's got that Clayton scores mentality. He knows how to put the ball in a basket.
And doesn't he move? He moves so smoothly as well.
He does.
He has such great body, just pace and tempo, and it looks so pretty as well. His shot looks so pretty.
Yeah. It's really, really, really something. I think there's a neat dynamic with regard to the 4 coaches left standing. You've got 2 veteran, long-time coach. Kelvin Sampson's done it a long time. He's well respected. He's seen it all.
Yep.
He's done everything but win a title.
Yep.
Bruce Pearl, same thing. Seen it all. Took off to the TV world for a couple years. Came back.
Title.
And then you look at Shire. at Duke and Golden.
They're both in their third year.
They're young.
That's crazy, right?
It's a deal where I'm looking at these coaches, and I'm not pushing Bruce Pearl or Kelvin Sampson to pasture. Don't get me wrong. I think they've still got some time. But it's kind of neat. Don't you get the feeling if Golden and Shire stay in college basketball, they're two of the next guard? Wouldn't you? I think they're going to be terribly successful.
Potentially, yeah.
But will the NBA grab them? But if they stay in college basketball, I don't see any reason why Florida's not a power and Duke is Duke with Shire. They got the right guy, right, at Shire.
I just foresee someone like Shire staying at Duke. Coach Golden, if he won a championship, I think there's
see him go in a couple years.
I could see him possibly winning a national championship because then it's like, all right, what's next? Like, what's the next thing that's going to be satisfying for me?
And they both look like they've got the NBA look.
Yeah, they got the JJ Redick type look. They do.
And you know what I mean by that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean by that.
They got that NBA look.
You know, and I'm not disparaging the NBA, the coach, the look, the players, but the NBA, you don't bring in the old. Stay with me here. I'm not being mean. You don't bring in Rick Majerus to go be the face of your NBA friend. And the old Utah coach, heavy guy. You know what I mean? You don't bring in a guy. The NBA wants to bring in guys because look who they're coaching. They're coaching the best athletes in the world, man. These are 25, 26, 27-year-old. Both of those guys, Shire and Golden, have the look, don't they?
And I'm not going to say – I don't want to say that there's not a place for having guys that are a little bit older, but maybe, you know, in the sense of this, Terry, thinking about how short professional careers really are.
Yeah.
Like, there's a whole new cycle of younger, new – like, even for Matthew Stafford, and I know this is using him for an example. You talk about how difficult it is for him to relate to the younger guys, him being like 38, 39.
How about that?
Right? And just think how much more difficult would it be
38,
for his coach.
39. Yeah.
And he's playing with the guys.
Wow.
Like how much more difficult can it be for a much older coach? And maybe it's okay fit for college to have older coaches there. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
To me, it seems like college football and basketball would get along better with an older established coach at college versus those NBA guys in that locker room. They want to see a slick guy, a with it young guy. You know, when I say young, you know, 35, 40, not 60, 65. You know, I think the Popoviches, guys like that, are yesterday's.
I know.
I mean, he's an all-star. Don't get me. I'm not picking at him, but no, they want the Pat Riley in his prime looking guy. You know, Coach Donovan had the look. You knew he was going to the NBA. Obviously, he flirted one time and came back. But Coach Donovan, perfect example. He was so successful so early, and he had the look. You knew he was going to try the NBA.
Yeah, he had the look. He got pulled. Same thing that happened with Hurley. I mean, just that pull to think about it.
Sure.
But you know, he pulled the trigger and then he pulled it back.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, that had to be so hard.
Yes, he did. Pat, I know we've got some special friends here, and I think we want to get somebody on the air.
Yeah, we do.
Boots on the Green. We helped a little bit last year promoting it, and we'll talk during the break. It's a tight setup. Do you want to take it and me step out when we get them over here?
You take it,
or I take it and you step. Okay.
I got a Justin Barney at 5:15.
Okay.
For about 15 minutes.
Well, that'll work pretty good then.
Yeah.
So we'll keep it here for a few more minutes, and we'll go to the top of the hour break. Come back, get started, and I'll have you do
sports world.
I'll have you doing your stuff. Hey, a couple more March Madness facts and figures I wanted to get out. I didn't realize this. Houston. By the way, I think Houston Duke is a toss-up. It wouldn't surprise me if Houston wins that game.
Really?
I don't. How about Houston? 30. They have 4 losses like everybody else.
Right.
You realize 3 of their 4 losses were overtime. They're close to sitting there with 1 loss.
Wow.
And they played a pretty good conference. That Iowa State, that Big 12 is pretty good conference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kansas was a disappointment this year, but that's about it.
A little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they went pretty deep, top heavy. The Big 12, there's good teams.
Yeah, top heavy.
Baylor's in there, right?
Yeah. Texas Tech's in there.
BYU. BYU was good this year. They were good.
When's UCF going to be good at basketball again?
And you know what? UCF has no excuse in football or basketball. They're in a Power 4.
Yeah.
They're in a Power 4. Speaking of Power 4.
And you're in Florida. Well, I know you got to compete against the Gators, Florida State, and Miami, but, come on.
Speaking of Final Four, Power 4, I kind of knew this, but until I read it today, it really hammered it home. This hammers home when you have a tournament. The best tournament you're going to have is when you get the best teams. Cute little Cinderellas are great, and getting some small little football team. People say let the small schools get in football. Let the small schools get in basketball. Did you realize, I didn't know this until I really read it, this year's Sweet 16, when we had 16 teams left, all from Power 4. There was not one little small.
I know, man.
All from Power 4.
That's what I was on the show earlier today, and I said, like, that's the thing is, who's the Cinderella this year? They're like, I said, McNeese won one game.
Yeah.
Like, we've seen Yale make a run. Yeah. We've seen Princeton. We've seen St. Peter's. We saw Fairleigh Dickinson. They won 2 games. We saw Loyola Marymount. And I just don't think you're going to see. Because look, those mid-major coaches need guys that are going to, like, chunks of their offense that can come back. So then they can have a shot to make the tournament. Yes. You have one good season in a mid-major. Like Chaz Lanier. He was a junior when he finished up at UNF. Had a great junior season. And just, like, it doesn't matter. Young, sophomore, if they can get you for a year, they'll take you because that means you can – I mean, look, Tennessee, they didn't obviously make the Final Four, but they're in the Elite Eight, right there.
Where would they be without him?
Where would they be
as
without
good
him?
As Ziegler was and those other guys, Lanier, and I know he has hot and cold stuff. I didn't realize, I think you told me, Lanier, 3 years here at UNF, 1 year at Tennessee. His first 2 at UNF were just – he was a middling 6-point a game.
Crazy?
And then he went bonkers. He's got a nice shot, man. I know.
So quick.
It is quick. How does he get that thing up? Is that wrist?
That's what it seems like, doesn't it?
Yeah. But how does he wrist it?
It doesn't seem like he extends all the way. He's like, it seems like it's just right here.
I always wonder about those wrist guys. How do they propel the ball 24 feet? It just looks like that's all he does. It's
when
beautiful.
He makes it, it's so pretty when he
makes
it. It is pretty. That net splash.
And I'll tell you this.
The net splash, it's like a violent splash the net has.
I'll tell you this. When I watched Tennessee this year, I generally watch Tennessee when they're playing big games. They're playing Florida, they're playing Auburn, so they're playing good teams. He struggled against some of the big boys, but I'm going to tell you this, Patrick. When I first saw him shoot, Chaz Lanier this year, until they got eliminated and he took his last shot the other night, he's one of those guys, when he lets it go, I think it's going in.
I did, yeah.
I think it's going in. He's got such a pretty shot.
The way he's shooting it and the way that they're running the sets, like, you can tell this team thinks the same thing, that every time he's getting a shot up and a set that it's going in. It's just, man, when he's off.
I know, it is ugly.
When he's off. And the shot still looks good. It's just.
But he has some misses. I mean, he barely touches the side of the rim sometimes.
Yeah, he does have some
when he misses. Hey, I know we can't.
Stacking up in here a
little
bit.
Yeah, this happy hour here, this time of year, man, on the patio, inside, man. I know we can't. You can't hang your hat on what I'm about to say. But Patrick Young, your Florida Gator basketball program, we've seen them play 38 games or whatever it is. They've had 3 games in a row where they have Norfolk. They took off, right? That's a lesser competition. Isn't Florida due for a quick start?
Yeah, man. Goodness gracious.
They've been behind the 8 ball. What if they jump out on Auburn? Keep in mind when Florida blew Auburn out, and I'm going to use that phrase. They blew Auburn out. They won by 9, but it was nearly 20 in the second half. You realize Auburn jumped up 18-9 in that game?
Oh, really?
Auburn
that's right.
18-9.
I remember.
But isn't Florida due to get up to a good start?
Yeah, it'd be nice. It'd be nice to see them hop off to but Auburn and Florida, both teams are no lead. I don't think any lead is safe. Unless a lead is safe if you continue to take care of the basketball.
And they're not.
You can't just have unforced errors with them. Like, once you get that lead, don't give them more reasons to come back and believe they can come back. Because once you start handing on the ball and all that, it's without a doubt it's going to happen.
Could you, Patrick Young, would you have responded if you played for Bruce Pearl? Would you be a guy?
Yeah.
He's kind of a neat guy, I think. He's a little bit rah-rah.
Because he yells so much, I don't think it really would bother you.
But isn't he a yeller? He looks like the yeller from a good place of yelling. Not, some coaches are angry yellers and mean-spirited.
Yeah.
Doesn't he look like, what do you call it, bark bigger than the bite kind of thing?
Yeah. I'm sure he gets on his guys, but I think
I could play for him.
Because he's always a yell, always a hype guy.
Yeah.
I don't think you take his stuff personally at all.
I think I could play for him, though. He would be a fun. Yeah, I think I'd run through a wall for that guy.
Rick Barnes, obviously.
Yeah.
Mark Pope seems like a guy that
Shire.
play for.
I haven't seen Shire. Shire seems he's got that Coach K. He seems a lot more. It takes a lot to get him to crawl the official. Doesn't it?
Don't you think the temperament of a head coach, like a good head coach, is kind of like the temperament that you need to. As a leader in general.
Yeah. You take that personality of your coach.
And you see, obviously, coaches rely on their staff.
Yeah.
They rely on, there's a lot of stuff. They have to handle so much, try to keep and they don't always keep their composure.
No. Pat, we'll go to break, come back, and we'll get you on your radio duties. Pat's very, very busy, as we knew, this week with Final Four. I want to throw this out, Pat. It's gonna open a wound here. I apologize, but I'm talking to a buddy of mine yesterday, and we get talking about the big game, Florida, Auburn, the Final Four coming. Florida is the first game. Florida, Auburn. If you're a fan and your team wins that first game, how fun is watching the second game? But if your team loses,
I know.
When you guys lost to UConn, I think that was the first game.
It was.
Can you remember? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was the
I
first
remember
game.
being a fan, and I was so bummed out.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
But if you get that win.
There were some people that they would just give their tickets up after.
Is that right?
Yeah, there's some people that do that.
But, Pat, if you get that, if Florida gets the win Saturday night, how fun is that second game to watch? You're in Monday.
For it all.
You're in Monday.
That's it. You're playing for it all right there.
Yeah. But if you
how about these Dodgers, man?
Yeah.
Golly.
8-0. How about that's the best record for a defending World Series champion ever?
I think it's tied with. Is it ever, or is it tied with?
I think they tied yesterday, but they won
with Babe Ruth.
They won last night.
Wow.
Yeah, they won last night. All right, let's take our first hour break. We've wrapped up 1 hour. We're going to take a break, come back, get reset. Pat, you're going to go do some radio. I know you're busy as heck, and then we'll get you on to close the show. But we're going to visit with some friends of ours that are involved in the Boots on the Green. It's a very, very important charity event coming up Sunday at the Yards, and it benefits kids in a bad way, kids that are in a bad way. And we'll talk about that on the other side. 1 hour down, 1 to go. It is rocking here on the patio, as you can hear at Sliders Oyster Bar. Back for the second hour when we come back.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Rick's Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Rick's Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Rick's Jack's Beach.
For over 20 years, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists has been providing the highest level of orthopedic and spine care to patients throughout Northeast Florida. Now, we're making that same great care even more convenient with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists Direct, a walk-in clinic where you can be seen for pain or injuries with no appointment needed. Staffed by orthopedic physicians and specialists, we offer everything from diagnosis and treatment to imaging and bracing, all with no appointment needed. For more information, hours, and locations, visit our website.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jacks to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jacks in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jacks 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms, whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV. You can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry, we still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jacks 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
Summertime means sizzling sales at Nimnick Buick GMC. The #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville has lots of inventory to choose from with their best price guarantee. Nimnick never charges above MSRP. You can save up to $10,000 off select new GMC Sierras or get rates as low as 1.9%.
You know, I'm a truck guy. GMC Sierra, my trim level is an SLT. This one's an Elevation. Pretty good looking color as well. So here at Nimnick Buick GMC, you have a lot to pick from. My father-in-law, he drives this, an Enclave, so I feel like that GMC in the family. 2025 is coming around the corner, which means it's almost time to close out those 2024s this summer.
You can schedule a test drive at NimnickBuickGMC.com. And while you're there, check your trade value and customize your payment options. Nimnick is there for you, even on Sundays. Visit the showroom on Phillips Highway or shop online at NimnickBuickGMC.com. Nimnick, your friends in the car business since 1941. GMC, we are professional grade.
Okay, here we go. Back on a Thursday, beautiful Thursday. You know, this is our Thursday home, Sliders Oyster Bar down in Neptune Beach. And what a time of year. We're set up on the patio as always. The patio is almost full. Indoor dining, outdoor dining, just a fun place, man. I love coming down here on my time. It is a great place to hang out. And the freshest seafood, the best seafood can be found at Sliders. They feature safe harbor seafood. All right, I've kicked Patrick. Just get the heck out of here, Patrick. We'll get back with you in about we'll get back with you in about 30 minutes. And we've traded up in the looks department. Reggie Young is going to spend a few minutes with us. Number one, welcome.
Thank you.
Glad to have you here. Dean McQuitty. We all go way back. Everybody loves Dean in this town. Dean brought this event to Patrick and our attention last year. And it is really something. It's called Boots on the Green. And I'm going to kind of hand it off to you to give our viewing audience the background and the purpose and just kind of give us an overview of what we're trying to accomplish for the big event on Sunday.
Okay, fantastic. Yes. Dean's wife, Julie, is here. Julie McQuitty and I. And we love talking about this event.
Absolutely.
We're so excited about it. And we are ready to go this Sunday at the beautiful Yards.
Okay.
In their brand new greenhouse overlooking the golf course. It is Sunday from 3 to 7.
Okay.
Julie, correct me if I get anything wrong. What it is, it's to raise money for the music therapy program for Jacksonville Pediatric Hospice and Palliative Care. And music therapy.
And explain what that is. The palliative, I know what it is, but it can get by some people. Give an idea of what that is.
All right. Well, so this is specifically for peds care. So just 18 and under. Yeah. 18 and under. A lot of very, very young children, but it goes all the way up to 18. And these are children who are either in their later stages of life because of an illness or a disease, or just have a terminal illness, a lifelong illness that severely limits their abilities and their lifestyle. And there's
heavy stuff.
Yeah, heavy stuff. But music does wonders for them.
Sure it does.
And music therapists, before I got involved in this, I would think that a music therapist was just somebody who could pick up a guitar and go and play and make the kids smile.
Absolutely.
Okay. A music therapist is so much more than that. There are a handful of universities that certify music therapists. It's at least a 4-year degree. You have to have a bachelor's degree first. And these are true therapists who work with these patients and their families. And the reason that Julie and I got involved in this is 7 friends got together. One of our friends, unfortunately, her daughter passed away of childhood brain cancer. And our friend who lost her daughter talks very passionately about how music therapy changed the end time of her daughter's life. It actually increased her oxygen levels, decreased her blood pressure, dissipated
so there's
her
something
fear.
scientific there. I mean, there's something there. Not I noticed they're tapping their toe. No,
No.
You can back this up with data,
science and data, and it's beautiful. And it's beautiful, and it helps the whole family, just not the patient.
Sure.
So what we have done is we have been able to fund a full-time music therapist just for the peds, and now they're in the budget. And what we're doing now is there's going to be a new Dorian Family Pediatric Center, and in that center, that's going.
Where at?
It's on Sunbeam Road.
I was going to ask where. Okay.
The Hadlow Center.
Hadlow Center.
The Hadlow Center.
And is that being constructed, or is it a standing building now?
A brand new center is being constructed as we speak. We just had the groundbreaking in January.
Nice.
Okay. And in this center, there is going to be a music therapy room dedicated to music therapists with all kinds of accommodating music, a recording studio where families can come with the patients and participate in music therapy programs. There's going to be a whole host of other services provided there too, but our focus is.
So you led me into
music therapy.
And bear with me.
I'm good.
I was going to ask. So the center is to bring the children to the center, but when they're so close to end of life, are the musicians still going? At some point, they can't travel, I'm sure.
Correct.
Am I correct in that?
No, you're correct. There will still be services that go out to the families for the patients who can't travel. But so many of these kids can travel. It just takes a lot of care. So
of course.
A lot of our service providers have to go out. They travel thousands and thousands of miles to get to the pediatric patients. Nice. This is going to allow them to spend so much more time on hand, not having to travel. And it's going to be a very cohesive community where families can be with other families.
You hit it right. That's where I was going. Yeah. I would imagine, I don't know the science and all of this, but the music is therapeutic and it's proven. I would imagine there's got to be a therapeutic part where a child going through it gets to rub elbows with another child. There's got to be value to that.
There's so much value in it.
Right?
Yeah. And Julie and I were talking about this earlier. The parents often, the parents who are the caregivers often feel so isolated and so alone because they can't leave the house. So this is really providing them a beautiful, comforting community to go to.
And I can't. This sounds a lot like when we hear the Coughlin Foundation talk about what they're doing and the strain on the families, and not just financial, but financial and mental, and this is a battle they're not going to win, right? I mean, this is a this is a hard battle.
It's a hard battle.
There's probably
it's a hard battle.
Am I correct in that? That reminds me of when I'm hearing the explanation of helping the families as a whole. It's just such a strain on the family.
No, you're correct, and this does help. It's a big community. It does help the parents. I mean, often the caregivers are the ones who struggle the most. Yeah.
And
because
are the, and this is probably a personal question, but are the children, particularly the ones that are old enough are they aware of their situation?
Oh, sure. Yeah, they get there. There's a lot of communication and a lot of services that talk through and counsel the families, the siblings, the children on this. But let me tell you, we also interviewed them. Or I didn't.
Okay.
Pete's Care did. But I've watched a lot of the interviews. And Julie and I talked about this earlier also. These kids are aware of the music therapy room and the new center and the recording studio, and they are so darn excited.
I can imagine.
They are so darn excited about having a new place that's being created just for them.
I mean, young people love their music. And, oh my goodness! And they could, if they're still, they could create their own.
Well, that's what the recording studio is for.
Yeah, how about
they're actually going to, and think about this. Think about the parents who are going to be able to have these lovely recordings
I didn't even think
of
about
their
that.
children. Yeah, so the recording studio, which is going to be called Full Court Press Recording Studio.
I like it.
That's named after some of Ellie's classmates who did a fundraiser for her back when they were in elementary school. And the boys that got together and did this little fundraiser for Ellie, They were called the Full Court Press, and they have formed a little band, and we're naming the recording studio after them.
What brass taxes now? What is needed? What time needed? Financial help need? What is needed? What and how can it be?
Yeah,
helped in the community.
That's a great question. Thank you. Well, right now, because we're building it, the building has a separate funding, but obviously it's an expensive proposition. But for our program, for our event this weekend, Boots on the Green, this is to fill that room with the sound of music.
Sure. That's great. Nice. You just went Julie Andrews on me. I never thought we'd have a Julie Andrews reference on the Young and Norvelle show.
I don't think I came up with that.
Hey, that's a new what do you call that? What do you call that when you check something off? Bucket list. Bucket list.
I think one of the other girls came up with it.
And if I pull out this, y'all are going to go, well, if the Von Scham kids or whatever that name.
Von Traum?
Von Traum, yeah.
What
hey, I'm cultured. Okay. Cultured, Dean McQuitty. Come on. I cut you off.
I got culture over here.
Hey, I got class.
So what
needed? What is needed?
We're funding the room. So we're buying the instruments. Okay. And some of them are, the guitars and the pianos and the recording studio equipment.
Sure.
And there's a lot that goes into that because there's a lot of kids because we don't just do Duval County, we do Duval, Clay,
awesome.
Nassau.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome.
So we're filling this room with everything that we need to provide these kids an amazing music therapy program. And that's what the tickets are going toward.
Okay.
And what's really, really exciting is we have so many incredible sponsors that every penny of the tickets sold,
I heard that last year.
all going to the program.
Not for profit, baby.
Four musicians / bands are donating their time.
Yeah.
6 restaurants.
Nice.
And the bands we're so excited about. KDO from Jacksonville, Andrew Bloom from Nashville, Street Preacher from Jacksonville, Mama Blue.
Nice.
They're all donating their day
Nice.
to come out and make music so that our kids can make music.
So tickets, food, drink. It's a Sunday fun day.
It's
is what it is for a wonderful cause at the Yards.
It's a mini music festival.
I've got a couple more questions, but before we forget, contacts. If people can't make it, if they want to buy tickets right now, if they can't buy tickets, what are the contact points?
Okay, so for tickets, you can go to.
And this is Boots on the Green.
It's Boots on the Green, but this is Hospice Foundation's website. It's music.thefoundationcares.org. Okay. You can also go to our Instagram page, which is BOTG for Boots on the Green, BOTG23. And we have information.
BOTG 23, and this is your website. You said
20. No, that's Boots on the Green website.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
That's the Instagram page.
And if wanted, somebody could just make a financial donation.
They could absolutely go anytime they want and give online. It's a 501c3 organization.
Tax time. Still got
tax time.
The 15th is right around the corner.
Good time. We can talk to Dean about that.
Come on, my tax guy. I need you, baby. I got a daughter getting married in a year.
Oh, you're in trouble. You're in trouble. But a shout out to all the restaurants too. Right. Argyle, Salt Life, Casa Riena, Harry's, May We, Bono's, and Arbel Baking.
And they're providing their food and probably staying there and serving it and all.
Food and labor and and service with a smile. They're just fantastic and so generous.
Beautiful. Okay, I've got. If you don't have any more, we can get back to that in a second if we need to. What you guys are doing here, and obviously it takes a village. I get it. You guys are the point people. It takes a village. Is this a model that's done all over the country? Are y'all copycatting a little bit, or are y'all kind of blazing a trail? Or I hope it's everywhere.
We made it up.
Okay.
Julie and I and our 5 other dear friends, we got together, decided to do this one-time thing, and it has turned into a multiple year thing, and it's become one of our missions.
Wow.
So no, we're not going to stop. We came up with a name. Our committee is Healing Harmonies.
Okay.
So we're proud of it. We're excited about it.
And I know you guys would love this thing to be modeled. Let you guys be the model. I know it's hard being the first and blazing trail. Wouldn't it be great to have this pop up
it would
all
be.
over?
It would be.
Because there's a need.
There is a need. And this is the one that we've adopted, and this is the one we're going with because it's so near and dear to all of us.
And not that this matters, but what a great – this Sunday is, the Final Four's Saturday. The championship game is Monday. We're not in football season. The weather's nice. You promised the weather's going to be good Sunday.
No, it is.
Right?
Julie told me.
What a perfect little nook right there.
Yeah, and you've been to the yards.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's so gorgeous. And they I'm
not going to tell them when I said the word pickleball, you kind of scoff.
No, because
they love their pickleball.
Yeah, but they love their tennis. They love their tennis. There's nothing wrong with pickleball. I'm just a tennis player.
Yeah, okay.
So is Julie.
I feel you.
No, they have a great pickleball program. My friend Maria runs that program out there. No, they're fantastic.
Yeah, definitely. Awesome. This is awesome. What else can we hit before we get out of here on this segment?
I'm just
hit the contacts again for people that want to get tickets. Go out there. Weather's going to be great.
Right.
Or if they can't, they can still reach out and make a donation, make a labor donation, whatever. Get involved.
We would love to have them there.
Yeah.
The more the merrier. Again, it's music.thefoundationcares.org to get your Boots on the Green tickets. The event is Sunday, April 6th from 3 to 7 at the Yards. Mini music festival, tons of food. Oh, a beer and Prosecco truck and a cash bar.
What? Say that again?
Beer and Prosecco truck and a cash bar and a silent.
That's a word. I'm not fancy, so I've seen that word.
Like, come on, you know the sound of music.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. How about that pull? That was a great pull there, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think Julie whispered in your ear.
No, she did.
Okay.
Okay.
No. Okay.
So, any other contacts? Anything we need to hit before?
I think
I'm going to ask you this as you're figuring out what we want to hit at the very end.
Yeah.
Not that you need to name competitors in the media, but has the media been?
Yes.
Has the media been good at we'll promote this, but we need $10,000. Have they been good about?
They have.
Our local community.
Yeah, they have.
Good.
They have. And now that we're becoming more and more popular, a little bit more well known, it's getting a little bit easier. You guys are one of the first to jump on our little mission.
Last
and
year,
we appreciate
Dean
you
was
so
kind
much.
enough to get us, and I mean, obviously Patrick loves. Who does? We're supposed to help. Everybody is. Isn't that what it's all about? Being a grown up is helping.
It is.
It's helping.
But
in some way, you should help your community.
Yeah, but we really, you guys got behind us quick, and we really truly appreciate you guys, and we're huge fans. And
all right, where are your sports allegiances? You NFL, college, Big Gator. You're Big Gator.
Okay.
Come on,
Julie,
United Nations over here.
The McQuitties are all huge Gators.
Of course they are.
My family, the Youngs, are all huge Gators.
Okay, all right.
I went to the Ohio State University.
That'll do it. And we'll shut her down.
But I'm a fanatic Gator fan.
Dean, shouldn't you have told me this before this started?
Whoops.
Goodness. So Ohio State. Okay, fair enough.
But I've been down here since 1989, and I'm a huge Gator fan.
Are you watching the Final Four game?
Absolutely.
Will you wear something Gator?
I always do.
Nice.
Always.
Nice.
Always. My husband's a Gator. My kids are Gators. Yeah, we're a Gator family.
You are Reggie Young. You are sitting where Patrick Young was at.
Yeah. Yeah, I could be his mother.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Well, I've enjoyed this. I really have.
Thank
I hope
you.
I didn't ask too many dumb questions.
You didn't at all. And the only thing that I didn't include that I want to, I'm sorry, we're running out of time.
No, we
have a silent auction with so many sports-related packages.
How do they talk
U.S. Open box.
No, how do they get on? Is it online?
No, it's not. You got to
come out.
Got to come.
And you just put your
Talladega, U.S. Open, World Tour Finals tennis. Yeah, all kinds of great.
Are you any good at tennis? You play in a league and all? Yeah.
Julie and I play.
College, high school play?
No.
Why tennis? How'd you find tennis?
Well, I married somebody that works in.
Well, yeah, there you go. There you go.
But he doesn't play.
Okay.
But no, Julie and I both kind of started playing tennis when our kids got a little bit older, and we both fell in love with the game, and we are playing as much as we can, and we are big fans of the professional tours too.
You did great.
Oh, you're awesome.
Boots
First time.
on the green.
Boots on the green this Sunday.
Awesome. And if anybody's got questions, see us all there. We'll try to get Patrick there as well.
Okay. He said he's there.
He's busy. That guy's busy.
I know he is.
That guy is busy.
But he's going to make the time.
That is Reggie Young from Boots on the Green. We appreciate your time. All right, let's take a quick step back. Pat's somewhere doing media, but we'll get him back on the air and a lot more March Madness. Braves baseball. Ooh, Bad start for the Braves. We'll talk some Major League Baseball as well. On the other side, it's the Young and Norvelle Show coming to you live from the patio at Sliders Oyster Bar.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Rick's Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Rick's Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Rick's Jack's Beach.
For over 20 years, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists has been providing the highest level of orthopedic and spine care to patients throughout Northeast Florida. Now, we're making that same great care even more convenient with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists Direct, a walk-in clinic where you can be seen for pain or injuries with no appointment needed. Staffed by orthopedic physicians and specialists, we offer everything from diagnosis and treatment to imaging and bracing, all with no appointment needed. For more information, hours, and locations, visit our website.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jacks to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jacks in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jacks 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms, whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV. You can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry, we still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jacks 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
Summertime means sizzling sales at Nimnick Buick GMC. The #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville has lots of inventory to choose from with their best price guarantee. Nimnick never charges above MSRP. You can save up to $10,000 off select new GMC Sierras or get rates as low as 1.9%.
You know, I'm a truck guy. GMC Sierra, my trim level is an SLT. This one's an Elevation. Pretty good looking color as well. So here at Nimnick Buick GMC, you have a lot to pick from. My father-in-law, he drives this, an Enclave, so I feel like that GMC in the family. 2025 is coming around the corner, which means it's almost time to close out those 2024s this summer.
You can schedule a test drive at NimnickBuickGMC.com. And while you're there, check your trade value and customize your payment options. Nimnick is there for you, even on Sundays. Visit the showroom on Phillips Highway or shop online at NimnickBuickGMC.com. Nimnick, your friends in the car business since 1941. GMC, we are professional grade.
Okay, back we are here on a Thursday. We're in the final half hour or so. I want to thank Reggie Young again from the organization Boots on the Green. We had a great interview a moment ago for a really, really worthwhile cause. If you heard it, watched it, I hope you enjoyed it. And remember, you can. She gave out the contact. Boots on the Green. It's all over the internet, so you can certainly find them. The event is this Sunday, and it is for a great, great, great cause. I enjoyed that interview immensely. Back here live at Sliders Oyster Bar. Place is jam-packed. Might be one table, two tables. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 15 tables full. It looks like on the patio, maybe 2 open. Full bar, oyster bar, Johnny Pop going strong inside with all the oysters, all the great seafood. Safe Harbor Seafood provides the seafood. right down the street. You cannot get it much fresher at all. It goes from the ocean to your plate, lickety split. They know what they're doing, and they have the best seafood in the area. In Neptune Beach is where you will find Sliders Oyster Bar. Patrick is busy with a radio interview, but he's coming back right now. He's busy. And get this guy back to work over here. This guy, he's got his good-looking Gator Boys hat on. That's a nice hat. We've really had a lot of talk about Florida, Auburn, Houston, and Duke. I think both games are going to be wonderful games. Pat, let's talk a little other topics.
Let's do it.
I got a dead or alive.
Dead or alive.
We hadn't done it in a while. Are you and Zach ready?
Oh man, we always kick your butt.
Zach, are you ready?
Do you not know how this goes?
No, it's you two.
I am
Zach,
beyond ready? Beyond ready.
All right, here we go. A little dead or alive. We hadn't played it in a long time. I will throw a little background on a athlete, male or female. Give you a little background, and then Zach, I'm gonna have you go first. So we got to see you. I'll make sure you don't cheat. I can see Patrick. He's not cheating on Google. You guys will tell me, is said athlete dead or alive? Zach, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, I'm gonna give you the description, okay? And this person, you can't say dead yet.
Good guess.
This person is in the dead or alive today because there was a special on this date back in 1987. This NASCAR driver, okay, so that tells you it's a male NASCAR driver, even though there have been a few females, set the all-time qualifying speed record at Talladega, went 212 miles an hour, and I think that speed got so high they backed off. NASCAR
really?
said, "Hey, we got to put way too fast."
Okay.
So this guy, I believe, I don't know my NASCAR real well, but this guy, Zach, do not get on that computer. We're watching you.
I'm
Okay,
not.
Zach?
Well, I'm not looking for that. I am computing. But
I think I've got this right. Little backstory before I say the name, and you guys tell me quickly, dead or alive. This guy was the dominant NASCAR driver between the Richard Petty era and the Dale Earnhardt Sr. era. I think I've got this right. He dominated NASCAR pretty much in the 80s. Zach Rothrock, I give you first. Bill Elliott, dead or alive? Awesome Bill from Dawsonville. Dead or alive right now?
Awesome Bill from Dawsonville. I'll say he's
Bill
dead.
Elliott.
I'll say he's dead.
Okay, you got a D?
I'm gonna go alive just to split it up.
Sure.
Patrick goes alive.
I got no idea.
And I'll tell you one thing.
I think you made this person's name up. I think this is real.
If Awesome Bill from Dawsonville was here, he'd be having a meal with Patrick Young because he is alive at the age of 69. Zach, you lost that one, buddy. Lost that one.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I still think he made this guy's name up. I don't think this is a real person.
No, Bill. You remember Bill Elliott? Patrick,
No, I don't remember the name at all.
Absolutely dominated NASCAR in the 80s. Really was really good. He was like I said, between the Richard Petty and the Dale Earnhardt Sr., I think that was his dominant era. So there you have it.
This is like the Berenstain Bears thing, how it's an A now and ESPN E. This guy didn't used to exist.
Oh my God.
Pat, did you happen to see? I watched some. I like women's softball. It's a fun sport to watch.
Oh, you do?
Florida State last night.
No, I didn't.
No,
I didn't know you liked women's sports at all.
Come on, man. There's ladies sitting there, man.
I am just trying to be a truthful person.
Good game last night.
Be transparent, Terry.
Florida's ranked second.
Santa and God.
Yes, always listening. Florida's ranked second. FSU 10th in softball. FSU in Tallahassee last night beat them 4-0. Much closer game. FSU hit a 3-run homer in the first, and then didn't do anything until the sixth. They hit a solo.
Their pitcher must have been really solid. She must have been really
good. And FSU made some really nice defensive plays. The Gators were getting runners on base, but good game.
Got to score.
Speaking of sort of softball, how about baseball? I want to get this out again. Florida will host Vanderbilt starting tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 3-game series in Gainesville.
Okay.
The Saturday game has been moved.
Okay.
It was scheduled for 7 o'clock, Florida hosting Vanderbilt. Well, very smart move by the Gators. They moved that to 1 o'clock as to not conflict with the Final Four game.
That makes sense. Yeah,
it makes a lot of sense.
Duh, obviously.
Makes a lot of sense.
They'd have nobody watching that game.
So
nobody be there.
Gator fan, if you're playing on Florida Vanderbilt this Saturday, that first pitch has been moved to 1 o'clock to not conflict with softball. Patrick, have you followed the Braves? The Braves have jumped out 0-7. Dude, that's hard to come back from, man.
I know, man.
In Major League Baseball. They lost to the Dodgers yesterday. The Braves led 5-0 and still lost.
I don't get it, bro.
Woo! They are scuffling.
They're scuffling, man. They're drowning right now.
They've got their home opener.
Injuries. Acuna's not back. Strider's not back. Just got a guy suspended for 80
games. Yeah.
And to have this start.
Yeah.
Gosh,
one of their starters, Lopez.
Sucks because, like, at what point at, let's say, 5-15, 5-20, do you say, well,
yeah,
I guess it's time to, like, get some prospects more time?
Yeah, you wonder.
I don't know what you end up doing at that point. Like,
you wonder.
That early in the season that you got to get. But, crazier things have happened.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any history of a team going 0-10 and making it to the World Series.
I don't think so. They're on that era.
But let's say making the wild card.
Yeah.
Their percent chance, that's still possible.
Yeah, the wild card will help, and there used to not be wild cards, so that'll help. What's going to hurt is the damn National League. I mean, the Dodgers are the Dodgers. San Diego's undefeated. Wow. Arizona's always a pain in the ass. Philadelphia's still good. These are all National League teams.
How are the Pirates?
Pirates, not so good.
Not so good, man.
Skeen's got a win yesterday, though.
Yeah.
He got a win, but, man, the Braves.
By
the way, I looked at the box score.
1-0.
I looked at the box score for the Braves game last night when they lost to the Dodgers. They blew a 5-run lead. The top 4 hitters in the Braves lineup, the top 4 hitters, 188 is the highest batting average. I know we're through 7 games, but nobody's hitting higher than 188 that started in the top 4 for the Braves. Got to hit the ball, boys.
Got to do something here.
Got to hit the ball. Patrick Young hanging out, Terry Norvelle. A couple other things I wanted to get to. I got a follow-up story. Y'all want a follow-up story? Pat, were you around 2 weeks ago when we talked about the high-level Bulgarian soccer league over in Bulgaria, right? High level. These are big-time professional. So these two teams are playing a big game, and the home team goes to the visiting team and says, Pat, hey, listen, right before we start the soccer match, I want both teams to meet at midfield, form a circle, bow your head.
Moment of silence.
We want a moment of silence for our deceased 78-year-old former star player. Well, they do that on that Bulgarian TV. The guy they took the moment of silence was driving home. He was very much alive. So they have to say, sorry, he was still alive. Well, this weekend, they tried to make up for it. They brought him in, gave him 2 tickets to the game, got to sit in the suite.
And then what?
Are we good? Okay. Are we good? I guess they said, are we good now?
But if it was you and you made this egregious blunder, oh, sorry, guys, I'm not in the camera, made this egregious blunder of accidentally confusing somebody of your actual club. Just think the Jaguars said, like, we had a whole thing for Mark Brunell being dead.
Yes.
And he wasn't.
Yes.
He's very much alive. Like, how do you make up?
You know what you pray for? You pray that your blunder was on April Fool's Day.
Yeah.
And it wasn't.
It wasn't. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Good point, Terry.
And it wasn't. But they brought him in, him and his family. And he was a good player, as I understand it, for this team. Now, he's 78, so he's been retired. But doesn't somebody check that out? How did he die? Where's the funeral so we can tell people about it? I mean, oh, goodness gracious. I hate to – can I do one more death?
Yeah, absolutely.
Zach, is it bad radio, bad streaming to go another death story?
Multiple death? Well, what's the context? Let's just go for it.
Does it death sell? Does it sell? No?
Yeah.
Death sell?
If it bleeds, it leads.
All right. How about this story? This is another person that has recently passed away, and it's sort of sports related.
Okay.
I've never been a huge Bruce Springsteen fan. I
Me neither.
don't dislike him. I know he's talented and he's got a great following. He's been around a long time. He's got a million hits, including, you all know the song Glory Days. It's about baseball. Glory Days, dude. The story in the song is 2 high school buddies who went to high school together, played baseball together. They meet up years later in a bar and they're talking about their glory days.
Glory days. Okay, that makes sense.
In one line of the song says, and Bruce Springsteen is writing the song. He's talking about, I guess, his teammate. His teammate in the song is named Joe Depew. You don't hear his name, but he says, he can throw that speedball by you. Talking about he's a pitcher.
Okay.
My man died at the age of 75, so we've lost the speedball guy. Gotta go.
Interesting song.
Yeah. Zach, you know that song, right? Glory
Yeah, you throw that
days.
speedball by you, make you look like a fool, boy. It's playing.
I don't
right
know
now.
that very well.
Yeah, you don't know that song?
It's
I'm
playing.
sorry.
You
I
guys
never
can't
was
hear
a
it.
Bruce Springsteen guy. I didn't dislike his music. He just didn't, he didn't appeal to me.
That's all right. I think that's fair.
But he's got that fan base, kind of like, you know who the Grateful Dead is?
Yeah.
I've never been a Grateful Dead, but they've got that loyal fan base. Springsteen's got that fan base that'll follow him to Bulgaria
Wherever he goes, man.
if they have to. How did your interview go a moment ago?
Oh, it went great, man.
Who was that with?
Justin Barney of Channel 4.
And it's Final Four related?
Final Four related. And then kind of catching up on what I'm doing. Just like all my interviews the same, especially at this time.
Yeah.
Talking about my speaking career and just all the things that I've been kind of doing. And Justin, I've known him for a long time, so we chit chat before, chit chat after, and hopefully he's gonna have me on in May in a morning show where I'll talk about the event we got going on in June.
Nice.
Which I'm not ready to talk about it
Can
yet.
you talk about it?
No, can't talk about it because I want to be able
Can you give a clue?
once you direct. It's going to be a month-long
sport?
challenge, a
Okay.
month-long June challenge.
Sports
and on June,
related, kind of?
just moving your body.
Okay.
Whether it's walking, whether it's a workout, whether it's playing pickleball, just
And it's
the
through your
concept.
foundation.
Yeah.
But you have not done this type of
No, we haven't done this before.
event.
You want
Well, June is not too far away, right? What are we
Excuse
in,
me.
April?
You want to
May?
have the donation system. So when people go to sign up and whatnot, we want to have all that stuff ready before we tell people to go.
We're in April now.
We got time. We're
April,
plenty of time
May,
in it.
June.
You want to make sure you have
Yeah.
everything together before you promote it.
Okay. And this will be
80% there.
Will this be a 1 day? Oh, you said a month long.
Month long.
I know I'm trying to beat you up here, but
Month long.
have you done any other regional, national media so far with this Final Four? And do you have anything coming up? Today's Thursday.
I got a thing with Sirius today at like 8:13. That'll be quick.
Who's that with? Do you know?
Gosh.
Do you know how that Sirius radio works? I don't really know much about it.
Satellite. Ozone radio. That makes sense.
That's not John Oyster, is it? He goes by Ozone.
I don't even know anymore,
He's
man.
a Jaguar guy, but no, he wouldn't be talking to you about Final. But is this Final Four related?
Final Four related, absolutely.
Are you able to squeeze in some PY Foundation stuff when you do these, or is that?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
That's
I think they always do a pretty good job of trying to make sure it's a win-win for that person to get a chance. I don't like it when, like, there was a celebrity that went on a show the other day that I was listening to. Let's say it was 30 minutes long,
and that's all they did.
20 minutes of it was him promoting
Yeah.
an event, which I think you should. But like this guy, we know him. He's a household name.
Yeah.
I won't throw him out there, but
he's getting paid.
It would have been nice to get some more from that show than just him promoting. So not that I'm not going to say it's not important, but I just feel like he has so much more to bring to the table.
Yeah.
For in insights that.
But he's getting paid by a company to go, so he's trying to get. Yeah. I've never.
I think the event that they have, I think they founded it.
There you go. I've never gone and did radio on Super Bowl Radio Row. They do a whole week, and there are hundreds of radio stations. And from what I've gathered, though, you've got all these radio stations at the Super Bowl site, right? That whole week, the week of the game, and these celebrities, well-known celebrities, will get paid to represent a company, and they will walk and do each because that's what they're getting paid to do. But from what I've heard, talking to people that I know that have done it year after year, it's almost gotten so out of control. What you said, the celebrity, the Emmett Smith of the world will be representing whatever.
Depends. That's what he represents now.
Yeah, whatever. And they said it's gotten to the point where you understand the trade-off. If you, Emmett Smith, come on,
right?
I'm not paying you, but let's talk about your. But the word is these celebrities. If it's 20 minutes, they want to do 19 of their thing.
19 of their thing, which, it can work.
Yeah.
Telling stories, how it started, because there may be some cool dynamics in there, but I'm not taking away any of the merit because they usually are trying to promote something that they've done, they're doing, or a foundation or something. So it's coming from a good place.
You got to mix that, though.
You got to mix it up. Yeah.
I mean, obviously, if I didn't know you, Patrick Young, and somebody had your contact, I had your contact, I reached out to you, your people, whatever. Yeah, Patrick can come on today at 5. yes, I would hit the foundation. I
Right.
understand that, and I would say, hey, but we've got to talk. There he is, Johnny Pop.
There he is.
Johnny
What's up,
Pop,
brother? Hey,
Oyster.
man. What's up, man?
But I would understand, and you would understand too.
PBR.
Hey, and you would understand too. Pat, we got to talk some basketball.
Yeah.
You know,
oh my gosh, without a doubt.
We got to talk a little basketball.
Without a doubt.
We'll get your foundation in. Hey, getting back to basketball, Florida took off yesterday, right? Florida they took off Wednesday. I think Wednesday mid to late afternoon, so they got most of their stuff done. I'm assuming the other three teams did basically the same thing. That's a little different in that normally, right, Pat, you go on a road game, you go the day before.
I know, right? Yeah.
Not 2 or 3 days.
Yep.
Now, school's out at spring break. That's no factor for these schools, is it?
No, and I think because it's such
nice
such a
hotels.
special thing, and you get to see your fan. I think they do a great job getting guys there early enough to enjoy the experience, but also to stay locked in. I don't think that's an issue whatsoever.
Who will
still having the fans all there too?
Yeah, it's got to be fun. I don't think that's a factor, right? Even though you're out, you're going to be in a hotel 2 or 3 days. If you win, you're going to be in a hotel 5 or 6 days. But that's great. But you want to be in a hotel. You want to pack a lot of clothes, right?
Yeah, you do. You want to pack a lot of clothes. Absolutely.
How will Florida, when they're man-to-man, which they play most of the time defensively, obviously I remember the game. I watched the game where Florida beat Auburn. Did Florida run a bunch of guys man-to-man, or is there one guy that's going to get Broom the majority of the time, in your opinion? Who if there's one guy, who would be the best?
Man-to-man.
Yeah, man-to-man.
Man-to-man.
Bill Raftery.
It'll be man-to-man. It'll be a good
Who would
part
be
of it.
their best? They want to rotate probably, but who would be the best guy you think physical-wise to match up with Broom?
I'm trying to think. Who do they start in the front court?
So
Dylan Cardwell and Janai. So
Chinning will get the start.
Probably
Condon.
Condon's
Hanlock.
probably gonna guard him first.
Yes.
And then Chinyalu better just size matchup with
He'll
Dylan
run around with
Cardwell.
Cardwell.
That seems right. And then first subs coming off are Thomas Houck. If it's Houck and Condon, then maybe Houck goes to Janai Broom. Maybe Condon goes to
say that. So Houck would pick up Broom when he comes in.
Maybe. And then if
he subs in for Condon,
Micah Handlogden. It depends on how Janai Broom's doing. I think he struggles scoring over size. So the taller guys, Condon and Handlogden, might have him the most, and Houck too. I mean, depending on foul trouble, depending on how well Mike is playing well, or Ruben's playing well, or foul trouble with the Condon.
What I always love about basketball, and Lord knows you know it, you played it. What we just talked about was when Auburn is on the offensive end and Florida playing defense. Well, you know what? You got to run down to the other end as well.
You sure do.
And those matchups got to work too.
You sure,
right?
Man, you're dead on, Terry.
Yeah, right.
Without a doubt.
You got to go play the other side.
You got to play both sides. That's why, I mean, with what you're saying, alluded to, I think he's a good defender, Janai, but attack him, man. Attack him. See how good that elbow actually. I just think force me with my arm out trying to block your shot. It's going
right there.
Yeah, it's going to jar. You're going to feel it.
Yeah.
And he's a shot blocker.
Yeah. And I say this too, man. I want Florida to win. I don't care how they win, if they win by a point, but I really don't want Broom to be so one-armed that he scores 4 points.
Yeah.
Don't you want, I hope he has how do I say it? I don't want him to score a lot of points, but I want him to be Janai Broom.
I think that's fair.
And he's had a great year, man.
He's had a great I want Janai Broom to win Player of the Year.
Yeah.
And then I also want Florida to win.
I'm not so sure, not to take away from Broom. I'm not so sure the court of public opinion didn't hand the SEC Player of the Year to Broom too early. It was understood early January, well, Broom's going to be the Player of the Year. I'm not so sure if you voted full body of work, neutrality, I'm not so sure Clayton wasn't the best player in the country.
I know, right? Yeah.
Did we give him, the media, not us? I think Broom got it a little early. It was understood in January. Broom's the best player in the company. He's going to get Player of the Year.
Yeah, I think so.
Because they talked about National Player of the Year with him. But I'm not so sure Clayton hasn't had a better year.
You make a good point. Yeah, I mean.
Now, different players, different positions.
Different players, different styles. Clayton had some runs. I don't know, put their numbers up next to each other and let me see.
Yeah, all right.
And then you look at wins. They won some games without him. Walter would miss 1 or 2 games this year.
There we go. Let me see if I've got.
Perfect.
Let me see if I've got. Do Do we have Auburn's? We may not have Auburn's.
I feel like it should be on the next page.
It might be. I don't know how to get. Let me look at.
That's a good document, though.
So Clayton.
Well, you can see right there, right next to Walter Clayton. What you got?
18-1 points a game, 3-6 rebounds for your point guard, and four assists.
Well, I want to see 3-point field goal percentage. I want to see.
How do I get to the next page?
It seems like they're only showing minutes, points, steals, rebounds, or something like that, or assists.
All right. Well, maybe I don't have Auburn, but
I would say,
19 point guy.
Auburn's not in this position without Janai Broome.
Agreed.
Florida definitely not either, but I think Florida still is a top 10 team without Walter Clayton.
How do I go forward?
I don't think Auburn's a top 10 team without Janai Broome. That's
Say
what
that
I would
again.
say. I think without Walter Clayton, I think Florida can still be a top 10,
Agreed.
top 15
Agreed.
team. I don't know if Auburn without Janai Broome is top 15.
I like what you said. Aberdeen has shown me if Clayton needs a blow, Florida's team doesn't suffer when Aberdeen ran the point.
Mm-mm.
If Broome comes out, and I know he missed a few minutes, but they don't have a fill in the blank Broome guy, do they? Cardwell's not that guy. He's not a scorer. They don't have that guy.
He can. I think Cardwell is capable. Chaney Johnson's better.
Yeah.
But I think Cardwell can. He knows his role so well and doesn't try to do more than what his strength. He sticks only to his strengths. That's it. No, that's it. He does not. You can count on Dylan Cardwell. He's not going to go out there and do anything that's going to hurt his team.
He's not jumping above the phone book. He's not. But he's those big shoulders, those big wide shoulders.
Yeah.
If you looked at Florida's basketball team, and it got exposed a little bit with Williams the other night at Texas Tech, big burly power forward. Is that if you said Florida's missing one thing, that thick, I call it burly, 250-pound power forward, right? Is that the one thing this team may be missing? And you can't have everything. They don't have that thick Cardwell build. Williams from Texas Tech.
Well, that's what Ruben just doesn't move as well as
I still see him a little more
Cardwell. He doesn't move as well.
I still see him more that way than this way. I'm talking about.
But he's what is he, 260?
Yeah.
He's got to be 260.
Have you apologized to Ruben? You hated him at the beginning of the year. He's solid.
I gave him fair criticism.
He did.
He did exactly what you want to see a guy do. You want to see them get better, and he absolutely did. He's gotten so much. And if he gets an offensive rebound and decides to go back up with it, all right, good. Yeah, that's your shot.
I call it
early in the year,
a little flip shot.
Early in the year, I was like, pass it back out. Pass the ball back out.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're under the basket 1 feet.
Am I fair? He's got that little 6 foot and in. He's got a nice touch. I call it a little flip shot. He's got a little half hook flip. He's not bad at that.
Yeah, he's got a little hook shot. He's solid, man. It just looks so robotic and stiff earlier in the year. It looks a lot more. He still can get better on his touch, but it looks so much. It's going. He found what's work.
I bet he's got a decent field goal percentage. Do we have it? No, we don't have percentages. What did he end up doing? He ended up 6.1, 6.5, and 1 block a game. And he doesn't play a ton of minutes.
No, he doesn't.
He starts.
Especially now that Mike is in.
Yes.
Yeah, they're about the same. But he's not. His role isn't to score. So, you can't be mad at it. You want to see those rebounding numbers maybe up a little bit more. But that's easy. How many minutes is he averaging?
I'm sorry. Broome is an 18-7, 10-9. So he's 19-11. Those are nice numbers. But they're totally different players.
Yeah.
So you can't really apples to apples, oranges to oranges.
Man, but if you base it off the clutch gene and knocking in the crunch time, well, Janai, man, he knocked down some big time clutch shots and crunch time
that
too.
3-point the other night, but he hit some big shots to win them games. Auburn, though, the big concern going into the tournament was Auburn looked like they had run out of gas a little bit, didn't they? But they got a shot in the arm.
I think they ran out of gas at the end of last season.
They sure did.
They beat Florida pretty good in the SEC championship game.
What about
obviously mentally, Baker Mazzara getting thrown out of that game against Yale?
Yeah. What about
knocked out the first
we got
round.
1 minute left here. We'll be back tomorrow live 4 to 6. And obviously our final show before the Final Four. I know Hanlogden did not play against Auburn in the regular season. He was not on the active roster. He got hurt against Auburn. What about his full circle? He's playing Auburn.
Yeah, opportunity.
He's playing Auburn for the first time since he was. It's watered down. He was first time he'll play Auburn since he was on the floor with a broken leg.
I know, right?
How about that?
His leg snapped, man.
Yeah.
In a basketball game, his leg snapped. Isn't that so wild?
All right, we're out of here. We got 1 minute left. Friday, one more show.
One more show
before we get it on Saturday.
And Monday we get to either be talking about hanging our heads, or we're going to be talking about the preview going into that night.
Are you as of now watching it at Casa de Young?
No, I'm going to go watch it at my best friend's house,
Okay.
Matt Santoni, and get to hang out with his daughter. And Uncle Pat's going to have a little play date with her before we watch it. Probably as we're watching the game.
I'm kind of glad Florida's the first game.
You are? Yes, go ahead.
It'd be brutal to wait through, and if the first game goes long, the second game gets pushed a little bit.
Man.
We know Florida's going to tip at 6:09. All right, PY, you're out of here. We are wrapping it up. Good job, Zach Rothrock. I appreciate it. And certainly we appreciate Reggie Young from the Boots on the Ground charity event coming up. Boots on the Green, coming up on Sunday at the Yard. That'll do it. We'll get back together tomorrow, 4 to 6, as always, for the Friday edition of the Young and Norvelle Show right here on Action Sports Jax. Take care, everybody.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Rick's Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Rick's Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Rick's Jack's Beach.
For over 20 years, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists has been providing the highest level of orthopedic and spine care to patients throughout Northeast Florida. Now, we're making that same great care even more convenient with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists Direct, a walk-in clinic where you can be seen for pain or injuries with no appointment needed. Staffed by orthopedic physicians and specialists, we offer everything from diagnosis and treatment to imaging and bracing, all with no appointment needed. For more information, hours, and locations, visit our website.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dynamic Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jax to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jax in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jax 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms. Whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV, you can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry, we still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jax 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
Summertime means sizzling sales at Nimnick Buick GMC. The #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville has lots of inventory to choose from with their best price guarantee. Nimnick never charges above MSRP. You can save up to $10,000 off select new GMC Sierras or get rates as low as 1.9%.
You know, I'm a truck guy. GMC Sierra, my trim level is an SLT. This one's an Elevation. Pretty good looking color as well. So here at Nimnick Buick GMC, you have a lot to pick from. My father-in-law, he drives this, an Enclave. So feel like that GMC in the family. 2025 is coming around the corner, which means it's almost time to close out those 2024s this summer.
You can schedule a test drive at NimnickBuickGMC.com. And while you're there, check your trade value and customize your payment options. Nimnick is there for you, even on Sundays. Visit the showroom on Phillips Highway or shop online at NimnickBuickGMC.com. Nimnick, your friends in the car business since 1941. GMC, we are professional grade.